everyone, this is Russell. Welcome back to mission number 3, should you choose to accept it. Today, we're going to publish your origin story. And I hope that you geeked out on the story yesterday. You watched the videos, you went through the training, you printed out these scripts, and you have them in front of you because today, we're going to do it. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this because if you've watched this, you already kind of know the story structure and the story process. But I'm going to give you guys a video to actually see me do this. We did a big FAT event here a little while ago, and I taught this concept of the Epiphany Bridge script and like the questions, and I got on Facebook Live and I told my entire story. And so I'm going to plug that video in here. Actually, let me plug it in right here, and we'll watch that right now, and we'll come back and I'll kind of break down exactly what I did. There's like a 5-year thing for me because I learned all this stuff from him, and I'm like, that's awesome, but like, what's the structure for me to like tell this in a room where I've got maybe 2 minutes, or I've got 10 minutes, or I've got an hour? Like, how do I do that? And I've tried over the years to like figure out different processes. In fact, even in the Inner Circle, I think I've shared 2 or 3 different versions of what of the new script. And this is the one like a week and a half ago when I was writing at 3 in the morning. All of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, like it encompasses everything. I took like 5 or 6 of my stories and I ran them through this. And I was just like, this is like the first time where I was just like freaking out. So I don't think any of you guys have actually seen this image yet, but this is the most up-to-date version, the one that I am like super excited for, of the actual Epiphany Bridge script. So this is the magic. And this is gonna be the template that all my stories run through now, and it makes this whole concept simple. I want to share the hero's true journey so you guys see from a higher, like here's how the whole thing works. How do we do it for like our intents and purposes? So these are kind of the different pieces of it. I'm going to walk through it all because if you get it all, like it's just really, really powerful. So first thing, first key is we always start with some kind of backstory, right? And part of it is like we talked about hero's true journey. Like people have to care who you are. And the problem is that you as an expert, they're seeing you up on this mountain. They're like, dang, like look how awesome this person is. And if you're up there talking down to them, then there's no empathy. They don't care about you as much. So like for you to have real empathy and impact on someone, you have to get off of wherever you're at, the results you've already achieved, and come back down over here to where they're at and be like, hey man, guess what? I was in this exact same spot. I remember what it was like and it sucked. There's some cool stuff over here I can show you, but like I need to tell. And so you start your journey, your story there, right? And as I'm telling the story, I'm talking about the result I want, like the journey of achievement. I want to achieve this really, really cool thing. And we start going into the desires. Now, with the desires, there's 2 kind of desires. There's the external desire that most of us are willing to share with people, right? Like, oh, I want to lose weight, or oh, I want to make money, or oh, I want to whatever that thing is, right? And most people only tell people around them, like we're all comfortable sharing our external desires, okay? And for all your business, like that one's usually really, really easy. The reality is like that's not really why people want to do stuff. Like I don't want to lose weight because I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight because of some other, like there's an internal desire that's the real thing that I'm trying to get, that I'm trying to accomplish, right? And so usually to get to the internal, what I usually do when I'm asking someone, if I'm trying to write a script for them or whatever, I start asking them why. Like, well, why did you want to lose weight? Why did you want to? And I keep asking why? And usually it's like 5 or 6 or 7 whys till they break down and they become vulnerable and they're like, this is why. And that's like the interesting thing. And so what happens is when you're telling your story and you come to your backstory and you talk about like, look, I wanted to make money, I wanted to lose weight, and you tell your external desires, they're like, cool, that's what I want to do too. And as soon as you're willing to like say, but the real reason I want to do it is this, and you share this deep internal desire, the same thing that almost everybody has, no one ever talks to that level. And as soon as you do, it's like instant rapport. Where they're like, dang, that's what I want too. I've never told them that because I'm scared, but they just told me. And they were willing to tell me like, oh, like, and all of a sudden it's like instant connection. So for you, it's understand in your story, like, here's the external I want, but then like digging deeper to figure out like why you actually wanted that. Like, and most of you guys know it, sometimes subconsciously, because we hide it, like we're taught to bury those kind of things. But if you ask enough whys, it'll come down to like, boom, I do this because I want to impress my dad, or I want my wife to accept me, or I want my kids to look up to me, or whatever like those core desires are, like that's the real reason, okay? And as you look at Hero's 2 journeys, like the first journey is going after the external desire, and the journey of transformation is actually the internal desires. It's pretty cool when you realize that, right? So that's the first one. So I'm sharing those things initially because I want them to know that I feel what they feel. I've felt that before. And then that brings me now to this wall. So I have these desires, I have these things I want. Then I come to this wall and I'm stuck. And what I realized that morning, a week and a half ago, guess what that wall is for everybody? It's the current opportunity you're in. It's the current opportunity they're in. So I'm in this wall, I'm in this opportunity. I've been trying to lose weight through this means, through this thing, and I can't do it anymore. I'm stuck. You were stuck, and you show like I hit this wall. I was trying to get that result, but I was stuck in this vehicle. I hit this wall. I can't get forward because the vehicle sucks. Like I cannot, it's impossible for me to move forward because of the vehicle I'm in. So for me to have success, I have to leave this vehicle, which is scary because my whole life I was taught this is the way to do it. I have to get out of that vehicle and come over here to a new vehicle. And it's like, oh, scary. But I gotta show them, like, I was willing to do that. Like, my whole life I learned this is the way to do it. And as soon as I was say, okay, I'm not getting my result, no matter how hard I try, I'm stuck in this wall, I'm stuck in this vehicle. I'm gonna go on a journey because I have to figure this out. I have to get that's my goal. Then I walk over here, boom. And so then I started doing something, started happening. Okay, and that's where I start telling the story where I have this epiphany. And the epiphany I have is the new opportunity. Like I had this epiphany, wow, I need this thing. And that brings down that presents this new opportunity. So this is a new vehicle I get into. I'm like, oh, I had this epiphany. And all of a sudden I realized that was the thing. And I got into this new vehicle. Like, sweet, I'm in this vehicle. It's different. I don't know if it's going to work yet. I just got here. Now what do I do? Okay, well, I have a plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try this, this, and this. And so I go and I start on this plan. This is my plan to try to get that result. I'm going through this plan. And somewhere through the plan, there's this conflict that happens. As I was trying to execute this conflict, and I struggled, and I couldn't get through because of this thing that happened. But then at the end, two things happened. Number one is I achieved it, or I didn't, but I achieved it. So I got my external desires, which is cool. But the coolest thing is not that. The coolest thing, look how I transformed. The internal desires I had back there, like that's what actually mattered. I'm showing them the resolution of the hero's two journeys. And that's the Epiphany Bridge script. Is that amazing?
Yes.
Oh, anyway, I got chills just going through, like I'm so excited. And so that's kind of the process. And so I also broke it down into questions that make it super easy for us to be able to have it, right? So the first, if you look through this, there's a couple elements. There's 8 elements. Backstory, desires, the wall, the epiphany, the plan, the conflict, achievement, and transformation. Okay, and I spent that night, if you guys watch my Snapchats, that's what I was doing until 4:30 that morning was this. Like I was just like nuts and I'm like freaking out on Snapchat. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening, but I'm freaking out, like, dog. So I wrote these questions in a way that gets me to actually do the right thing, right? So the backstory. So what's your backstory that gives us a vested interest in your journey? It's not what's your backstory, but why should I care about you? So that's the first question. And then you answer that. Well, boom, you tell the backstory that gives them a vested interest in your journey. Number 2 is what is the desire you wanted to accomplish? What were the external struggles you were dealing with, and what are the internal struggles? We're going to share those. Then we have the wall. What's the wall or the problem you hit within your current opportunity that started you on this new journey? It was physically impossible for me to grow and get what I wanted because of this opportunity I'm stuck in. Okay, then you had this epiphany that you experienced as you went on this journey that introduced you to this new opportunity. Then you had a plan. What was the plan you created to achieve your desire? And what was the conflict you experienced along the way? What was the result of what you achieved? And what was the transformation that you experienced? That's the magic. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Okay.
It's going to take a while to draft them.
Good, you got 3 minutes. Just kidding. So what? No, but I'm kind of serious. So this is the plan between now and lunch. I want to push you guys. I'm going to push myself too. So what I'm going to do and what you're all going to do is I want you guys to think, and this fits in any story, but specifically I want your origin story right now. We're going to be talking about all the sub-stories after lunch. But right now, the origin story, the thing that gave you the initial epiphany that got you into this vehicle that you're in right now, like, why are you here? Why are you doing this thing? Okay, so you guys see how simple that was. I didn't script it. All I had was these questions in front of me, and I just went through it and told it, okay? So for those of you guys who are writers, you're gonna write this out. You're gonna get the Epiphany Bridge questions, and you just basically gonna answer them in story format, okay? Tell the backstory. What's the backstory that gives us a vested interest in your journey? Hey, my name is Brunson. I wanna tell you my backstory about how I became the greatest hot dog flipper in the world, or whatever your thing is, right? And then tell the backstory, this is what happened. I was blah, 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 and this, and tell your whole backstory. And then what was it you want to accomplish? What was your external struggle? What was your internal struggle? What was the wall, the epiphany, the plan, the conflict, achievement, transformation? Just go through this whole process, okay? So that's if you're writing it out. Now, if you're doing Facebook Live and you might get a little nervous, read through these questions a bunch of times, have this in front of you, literally have it right here, and have your phone and be like, hey guys, da, 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 and don't feel bad. Okay, number 2, next one I'm talking about is my wall. Number 3, and then feel free to freestyle and go back and forth with you talking to the camera, looking down the script. Don't feel awkward. Again, if you're just getting started with this, the best thing about it, and in your mind you're the worst thing, nobody's gonna be watching this. The best thing is that nobody's gonna be watching it, right? You're on your fan page where you're doing this, maybe you have 2 fans, maybe it's you, your mom, and probably me, right? There's not a lot of people at first, right? But it's about you finding your voice and practicing this, okay? And so the origin story is gonna be the very first one. If you're doing a podcast, same thing. Get your microphone, be like, hey, I'm Russell Brunson. This is episode 1 of my podcast. Before I get started, I want to tell you guys my origin story, how I got started. And you tell your story. Now, I love it for the first podcast, first Facebook Live, first blog post, because what happens a lot of times is when you fast forward and you've published like 20 years, right, or 5 years, or whatever, a year from now, people will come in and they'll listen to 2 or 3 of your episodes, read 2 or 3 of your blog posts, and they love your stuff. What they always do is they go back and they binge start from the very beginning. They're going to go back to the very beginning, they're going to read your origin story, and they'll start moving through. Okay, and so I love having the origin story as the very first thing, because the origin story is the best way to connect somebody initially to you. It gets them sold on, it gets you the ability to tell them the original reason why you geeked out, why you got so excited about this thing, and that way you're able to go and actually connect with them, have the big epiphany, and then they'll follow you wherever you need to go. Okay? Now, we're going to start telling stories a lot, over and over and over again, so I don't want you getting caught up and stressed now. I want you just to like be awkward and nervous and just do it. Just click record and go. Okay? If you were here in Boise right now at our old FAT events when we were doing them here all the time, like literally that's all I would do is I had everyone, I taught this concept, I said, okay, go in the halls, you're not allowed back in until you've done it. I don't care how scared you are, like go click record and go. And people were freaking out, people hide in the bathrooms like, oh, and like all sorts of stuff. I need to put, like this is gonna be a push for some of you guys. And some of you guys, it's gonna be so scary, you're gonna freak out, but it's time, you're ready, okay? You're one funnel away. This is the whole point of this challenge, but it all starts with you finding your voice, getting this message out there, okay? And so it's either you're gonna write it, if you're a writer, go to medium.com, this is your first blog post. Facebook Live, turn your Facebook Live, click go, and boom, the first Facebook Live on your fan page. And number 3, if you're a podcast, it's the intro episode. Now some of you guys are like, well, Russell, I already have a Facebook, I already have a big fan page, I already do Facebook Live, I already have my own blog. Like, quit making excuses, just wherever you're at, start, okay? If you've done 30 episodes, now's the time to tell your origin story. And if you've already told it in the past, tell it again. I don't care, okay? How many times have you guys heard my potato gun story? How many times have you guys heard my wrestling stories? How many times have you told, I don't tell my stories once and I stop. I tell them over and over and over and over and over again. Comes back what we were talking about a couple days ago. I'm testing my material, I'm figuring it out. Every time it gets better and clearer and I start learning new things. Okay, I promise you, you will get more tired. You'll get tired faster of your stories than your audience. Okay, you have to remember that. Like it kills me every time I tell my story. I'm like, I have to tell a story again. It's like the 50,000th time I've told the story. But for these people in this audience right now, it's the first time for a lot of them. Maybe it's the second or third, and they just need to hear it again. That's okay. Okay? Be comfortable with like telling your story more than once, because you're going to need to tell your story more than once. Okay? When we start getting into your funnels and your Facebook Lives and all the other stuff you're going to be doing as you start growing your companies, you're going to keep telling the same stories over and over and over again. So don't freak out. Just do it. And the best thing about it is it'll be the worst one you ever do. And the next one will be a little better and a little better. But today is the day we publish your origin story. So this video is going to be short. I just want to push you off the ledge. That's it, you guys. So go and publish those things. I'm sure Steven will be jumping in here in the lives, yelling at you to make sure you do it, because I want to make sure you don't miss it. It's simple, it's easy, it just takes a little bit, it's scary at first, and I totally understand that. But we have the whole entire Funnel Hacker community behind you. So in fact, I would recommend inviting some of the people we met in the community, like come watch my thing and come critique it and get other people in there as well, because you feel more comfortable with some of your friends around. So that's it, you guys. Today's the day you publish your origin story. Have some fun with it, and we'll see you tomorrow.